quick video, some stuff I've learned this past month, just starting the channel. It's been a fun experience. It's been fun getting to do your morning routine of working and things like that, and then filming some videos that might get a couple views, and it's exciting because every view, it's nice to know that people are viewing your stuff. Some videos, I get more views than others, so it's interesting to see the metrics on that. So I guess something I've learned this past month, or something I learned just starting my powerlifting, or semi-powerlifting, as some would say, because most consider any compound movement at Planet Fitness not to be powerlifting. Is you got to keep working at it. I remember when I started with the first program, which was the Bull Mastiff program, or actually PH3 before that. Really unsure of myself at the gym, and I showed up, overweight, having not done exercise in a long time. Slowly built up my strength, learning proper squat form on the Smith machine, just watching YouTubers and everything I could read on. Same with the deadlift, which is more difficult on the Smith machine, but trying to get that same motion and keep, was key. I guess what helps in the Smith machine is you can progress a little bit heavier as you progress through your program and things like that. One thing I also learned was just discipline and sticking to the program. A lot of times our ego gets ahead of us, and you want to lift more, or you can lift more. For example, when I was doing 135 for squats in the very beginning, my body said I could do more, and I wanted to skip ahead. The program might be calling for a 65% for 2 weeks or something like that. So, in your head, you're like, no, I could do 70%, I could do 80%, but that's not really the point of all these programs. And, I guess what coaching teaches you as well is there's a progression to your recovery, and there's a progression to how much weight you're loading. And in every program, there's like these moments of deloading, or where, you back off your weights for one day so you can get prepared for that week. Or with the back off sets. But more importantly is, if you're beginning, you want to. What I've learned is you got to stick to the program that's either in your app that you've written down, because those become the base fundamentals for a lot of other programs. For example, page 3 program of progression was very variable. So maybe the deload days were 50%, your squat days were 65, then following weeks it would amp up, but your deload was always 50%, your squat days would go up to maybe 65, 70, 80, 90. Eventually, towards the end of the program, you're getting to 85 to 90% of your 1 rep max, and you're doing maybe 1 or 2 reps. And as I got to those last weeks, you kind of feel your body being like, no, I could do 1 more set, I could do 1 more rep. But what I didn't realize in that moment was that the recovery from doing a couple reps at 90% is a lot longer than trying to recover from doing 15 reps at 65%. Also, not just the recovery, the built-in AMRAPs, which many of you don't know, is after sometimes programs in each week will let you test and see how much of that weight at that week you can do. So if you had a set of you had to do 135, for example, or 200. Let's just do 200 for example. On your last set, you would do instead of doing 4 reps, you're gonna do as many reps as you can, and then the following week, some programs take into account that weight change, and some don't. PH3 didn't have that into account. It was just Let's do see how many reps you did. Congratulations. It did, I think, every 3 weeks have like a mini test, so that the following weeks after that you'd increase your weight proportionate to how much you did. So if you did, for example, 1 rep above, more than 2 reps above your 65% that week, you're gonna add, let's just say, 10 pounds. That was the way it progressed, but it wasn't every week. It was like every 3 weeks, I believe. But that's really cool because AMRAP's built into the program, kind of gets you hyped up. You're like, oh crap, oh man, I did this much reps, this much weight. I know. So your body starts to feel good. You know, at the beginning, I remember that first week, I was so sore I couldn't even get up. It was like that meme from the old commercial with that old lady that falls down. You're like, oh, I can't get up. Super sore. I couldn't get up. My legs, my butt, everything was just sore because I never done deadlifts. I never done squats. You know, like every other gym goer, you go in there, you're trying to, work your upper body and look good. And to me personally, it wasn't about looking good. My goal first was with these. I had a goal in my mind, so you got to go with goals. Was okay. I want to lift as much weight as I can for a number of programs or for a year. Focus on power. So I started PH3, even though it was an intermediate program when I had no skill. I should have started with a 5x5, and that's my other advice for everybody, especially older lifters. I'm 38, so if you're older, start with a typical 5x5 program, and you can find them anywhere. There's Texas style 5x5. The app that I use and I recommend for everybody to begin with is probably BodyFit. It has really good programs, nutrition, all these things laid out for you, and it's only like $5 a month. Perfect app. Once you get more comfortable in the weight room, then I probably recommend that you go in with Boost Camp or another one of those apps. But I really like Boost Camp. It's probably the best in my head. The next one I want to try after Boost Camp is probably Evolve AI, mostly because it tracks your food, tracks everything. It's like one all-in-one app. But back to the story. So yes, I finished PH3. I felt good. I think at that time I was excited because on the Smith machine, obviously, I hit 300 on the bench press. I hit 405 on squats. I hit 420 on deadlift. So I made these monumental gains from not doing anything at all. And I'm like, okay, let's start the next program. So I looked around and I found Alex Bromley on YouTube. I love that guy. He mentioned in one of his videos he had the Boost Camp app and his program was on there. So I was like, yeah, I want to try this program. So I went into his Bullmaster, which I guess is a mixed power building, hypertrophy style of training. It's 19 weeks. First 3 weeks, or first 6 weeks, I believe, it's just accumulation. So a whole bunch of sets at like 50%, and they have your peak periods, and they have your strength, there's accumulation, strength, and peak. Again, coming from PH3, I'm like, this ego in my head is like, oh, I did this much weight, let me just skip the 65%, just go straight doing all this stuff. But I realized that from the previous programs, what I had learned is that stick to the program, follow the instructions, even if you can do more weight, it all has a benefit down the line. Now with the Bullmaster program, towards the end of this whole ordeal, in the beginning it was really taxing. The middle is kind of where you saw I was already surpassing my PRs. Towards the end, when you get to the last part where you're just doing your main lifts with hardly any accessory movements, was exciting. So about 2 weeks ago, I did the final portion of that program. I did my PR test. I was excited, and I felt a little bit let down of myself. I felt like I didn't accomplish the higher gains as I wanted. I ended up with the 470 squat. My bench didn't really go up that much. I think it was 335. We're pushing it. And for deadlift, I had a 460. This is on Smith machine. So give or take minus 10, 25 pounds depending on the resistance. It's still pretty solid list for for Planet Fitness. And I think the week or a couple of days before I had my PR test, they rehauled the Planet Fitness. So the old Smith machines that I were training on, they took them out. So they put these new ones with the straight bar. Before they had like this slight angle to them. So that was kind of my final results for the Bullmaster. Love the program. I love the beginning, love the middle. I think towards the end is kind of where I feel like I could have been a little better. But I did start overhead pressing, which I hadn't done before. I think I tested just how much I could do, and I think it was 245 for a single overhead press. So it was a good program. Now going to this third program, which is the Power Build Advanced program, which is by a YouTube channel by the same kind of name, PWRLBLD, Power Build, which is a mix of a ton of accessory work with a ton of compound movements. There's no PR test for this, but I'll probably do it myself on that. After the last week, I'll do one day where I'll focus on seeing how much I really could lift. It's going good. We did week 1 already. The sets are interesting. There's a mix of AMRAPs and RPEs and top sets, and something I hadn't done before was doing top sets and then doing back off sets. It was a top set at RPE 8 and then doing dropping off back to your working set and then doing those, and then sometimes you have a arm wrap at the end on your final set. So overall, it's been really interesting. A lot of upper body, which I really enjoy. So right now I'm sore from we just did chest yesterday. We did squats on Monday. Today it's supposed to be deadlift with some hack squats, which my quads are gonna hate. And then I'm pretty excited too that I found a company where I could be an ambassador, so that's exciting for me. Because I love lifting and I love showing people my age or older that there's you can live even if you work 9 to 5, 7 to all that good stuff. A lot of the people we see online nowadays, or these influencers, are people that have all the time in the world to work out. But I've always in my head is like, no, I want to meet a person that works. And back to the video. There's a cop progression. So in my head, I always wanted to meet somebody, or meet these individuals that are full time, that have kids, that work a regular job, that are that can get to those gains. And I know there's people out there that do this, so that's kind of my goal behind why I started lifting and all that stuff. So I'm excited to share all that with everybody as I go through this journey, and kind of make videos like these where I kind of speak about what I learned that week, what I learned the week before, and how it relates to my progress. Going forward, there's an idea I have in my head. A lot of people always talk smack about you can't power lift at Planet Fitness, blah 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 blah, right? So I'm going to look for a power meet, local one maybe. I think there's some around here in San Diego or somewhere else. And I'm going to go there to see how my numbers at Planet Fitness, how close we can get to that at an actual power meet. Now I have, there's obvious differences. So I have a brother who actually went to a meet, so I have that experience to see when I've been there. So And I think that's going to be a cool thing to see and to show people is like, you know, even for a casual person, you know, not someone not trying to freaking break records and things like that. Well, you know, you can do your training at Planet Fitness if that's the only thing in your budget. Like I've stated in videos before, my company pays for the Planet Fitness membership. You know, obviously if they paid for, you know, a proper gym membership, then I would be at the proper gym. But Planet Fitness does have its good things, you know. It's, you know, if you go there later in the night, it's empty. You can do everything you need to do, get in, get out. Massage machines, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be the next goal for the channel. Is I'm gonna start finding a meet that's within 5 months from now, where it correlates to the end of my program, and I can go test my strength there and see how close or how far we're out from our actual PRs, and then use that data to feed back into whatever program I do. And so now I know, okay, if my PR is saying this is this level, and then I need to increase the weight by this percentage to be properly within the error margins at an actual meet. So that was my spew for the day. So yeah, what I've learned is stick to your plan. Don't let your ego get the best of you. Work on your form and bracing, and then go out there and practice some meets wherever you may find them. So have a good day, everybody, and I'll look forward to making more videos. One thing I forgot, edit to the video. Yeah, for anybody that's going to Planet Fitness, you know, you're getting smack talk from your friends, who cares? Stick to it. You know, if they ever complain, you know, you're lifting, you tell you lift 335 doesn't count on Smith, tell them to go with you. Tell them to go lift that weight. You know, gravity doesn't care when you have 500 pounds strapped on your back. Gravity is gravity. So just keep your head up, keep working hard, and, you know, make those gains for your family, for your life. It's always better to be healthier. You know, personally, I have hypertension, so, you know, for me, this is the biggest stress relief, biggest relief. And, you know, hopefully I can teach my kids how to lift. So everybody out there, especially if you're older like me, keep it up, work your butt off, and then let me know what kind of gains you're making. Subscribe down below. Check my links in the bios. We have some company working with Kaze Clothing. They've been nice enough to give everybody 15% off their anime inspired clothing. I just got the wraps. I'm waiting for the wraps to come in so I could try them out on that bench. But other than that, have a good day, everybody. Let me know what kind of exercises you guys like. If you guys need any tips to show, you know, how to do an exercise or how to use a certain machine at the gym, I can also go through maybe some Smith machine, kind of how to set it up for your squat, your deadlift, overhead press, things like that. So let me know down below what you guys think. Have a good day, everybody.